Hey guys, and welcome to the first Q&A. We have Courtney Shealy today with us, and we're gonna answer some questions that you asked on Instagram.
Party! The first question, what are your tips to improve in your ballet technique?
So one of the things I think about is the most helpful when trying to improve your technique is really take the time to try everything a lot of times and see what works for you. I think a lot of the times when we are in a ballet class with a teacher, it's very easy to get a correction or try to take in a correction that's given to somebody else. But I think with that, yes, of course, you can try it for you, but we are also different, that it's very important that you take the time outside the studio to try things on your own and figure out what tricks and things can work for you, because it's not just like black and white.
That's a good answer.
What about you, Courtney?
I would just say repetition. If there's something that you're struggling with, repetition. Do it over and over and over and over again until you can figure out like what works for you, kind of like what Virginia was saying. But definitely repetition.
I think a lot of it comes also from strength and like finding the strength outside the studio, like cross training, doing some gyrotonics, Pilates. That will automatically help your technique. Okay, next question.
How many hours a day do you train?
So basically we have different hours depending on what we're doing. So we have the hours we train at the studio, so at 890 Broadway, and then we have different hours when we are performing or when we are touring.
Normally we have rehearsals from 11:30 until 5:15, then a little break, and then the show.
Yeah, like last week we did the tech, which went from basically, we started rehearsing from 1:30 up until 5:15 with no break, zero. So we had rehearsal, a tech, which is the dress rehearsal, and then at night we have the show. But when we are at 890, what does our day look like?
We have class at 10:15, and then we start rehearsals at 11:30, and we rehearse until 6:30 with an hour lunch break, hopefully. And then even like, for example, like in a performance week, for just an example, we haven't even, like, let's say the beginning of our Nutcracker run, we just had techs, okay? Or like we had like rehearsals. So we would rehearse from like 11:30 until like freaking, I don't even know. 5:15, have a little break, and then we'd have a tech rehearsal. We would start a whole tech. No, I'm talking about the tech. We would end at 10 p.m.
Oh yeah, yes.
So it can be pretty intense.
Yeah. Courtney's like, it's not fun.
It's mentally exhausting sometimes. When dancing is your job, but is also your passion, how do you make sure the passion stays? I'll tell you, when you're on stage, if I've been doing a role for years, you keep it fresh, you change it up, you change the story. You interact with your colleagues, your friends on stage, you know, you have to make a new thing out of it, you know. Sometimes you're doing the same role for the last 10 years and you need to make it fresh. So you know, maybe I had an affair with someone, or maybe like this, like, you know, I gotta keep it fresh. Or, you know, I think about something like my stage presence, artistry, because like 9 times out of 10, people audience don't even know ballet. So I'm like, oh, let me like really focus on my artistry. And yeah, so I would say like at the end of the day, to keep the passion, it's also like when I hear the audience, you know, when I'm performing, it keeps the passion for me.
I agree. And also I think sometimes what helps is outside, if you can learn some things that you always wanted to learn, and just do it for yourself. Just learn about it because you want to learn it and work on it, and that way you're not just doing one thing all the time, but you're doing something that you would like to do and that you might like to do in the future, and you start challenging yourself a little bit more.
If the pointe shoes hurt too much, are you forced to put them on? Yes.
No matter what, you got your pointe shoes on.
Now, when I first joined the company, that was a hard adjustment for me. I remember just being in my pointe shoes for hours and hours. And I remember like at the end of the day, I really could not like function on pointe. Like I was like in the back, like just trying to like rip the heels off of the back of my shoes to just try and get some
Actually,
space.
when we first joined the company, you couldn't even put your shoe, like if you weren't dancing, you couldn't even put your shoe down your heel.
Yeah.
You have to just keep it on. Now it's a bit better, but
I mean, when you've done your time. you can kind of get away with, or not get away,
But when we
feel a
first
little more
joined,
okay.
it just like it was a big no. If they saw that like you even put your heel off your shoe, like
But there's way. You know what really worked was that freaking dental numbing cream. That stuff, you put that stuff on your toes and you don't feel your toes, and that's much better. Or even good old Tylenol, but that didn't really do it. Icing my feet every night.
yeah.
We kind of already answered this one. What does a typical day look like? Well, I wake up, I walk my dog, I eat breakfast, I come here, warm up, do class, and then have rehearsals, and then have a little dinner break, and then we do the show.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Or we have double show days. So sometimes wake up, get ready for the show, do a show, have a little break, do another show,
Take Rue out.
take her out in between, and then eat and go to bed, and then you do it all over again.
And we're working on a brand, so a lot of the times when
So
we're
yeah.
off,
Actually, we are
we're working on Studio 8.
Yes, so Virginia and I have side hustles because, you know, as someone said, keeping the passion alive, there was a question earlier. I think it's really important to have other passions as well. And then, you know, obviously we can't dance forever. So to start a new passion is, I think, really awesome, especially two female entrepreneurs over here. StudioVIII.org, check it out.
I'm gonna put it in the description.
Yes, so we're actually learning it now. Quiet Backstage, never met her. This is my favorite. I'm fine.
This
Best
is my
seller.
favorite.
So yeah, I think it's important, like, to work on other things and do other things outside of ballet, because obviously we love ballet, but you know, I can't do it forever. So, and it's good mentally to get a break.
Yeah.
You know, it can be. It's
It's
not,
very healthy to spread.
It's healthy to spread
your passions around.
Yes. Toe pad opinions, yay or nay? I
Yay.
say yay. Yeah, I don't know. I know a couple girls in the company that use paper towels, and I'm like, I don't know how they use the paper towels.
I don't know either. I think it comes from the school. I do have to say, like, I think if you're on the younger side and you're just starting point and everything, it is useful to try to wear the shoes with as little as possible in, just because you can strengthen your toes and the bottom of your foot. But as you get older, as you're joining the company, as your feet are already strong, I think it's okay to just figure out what works for you. Toe pads, yay.
Yay, yeah. Favorite ballet to perform in? My favorite is Romeo and Juliet Harlots. That is my favorite. Listen, Harlot is my favorite thing I ever, listen, it is so fun. I can do whatever I want. I just go crazy. I feel fulfilled. I feel like I can be a character. I also feel like it's just, there's such a range in acting and dancing, and it's like, it's just so fun.
I love dancing Myrta because it was...
Oh, that's a, yeah, you should definitely say Myrta.
Yeah.
That's iconic.
Myrta was fun in a different way, I guess, from Harlots. It was just like very fulfilling and it was nice to play a very strong character on stage and really like challenge myself.
Oh, you know my other favorite was Of Love and Rage. Now it's called Cali Row.
Wait, me
that
too.
One, okay, listen.
I love that ballet.
That one was really fun.
Yeah.
Actually, I did Plangon, and that was like the first time. That was my like first like featured role Grandma gave me, and I feel like that was a special. It was hard, but it's fulfilling, and there was such a range, and like the dancing was fun. Like I would say that one.
And everybody looks so beautiful.
Yeah,
the costumes are amazing.
That is a good one.
Definitely, yes.
I hope we bring that back. What is the rewarding part?
When you do a hard role that challenges you, that's very rewarding. But also what is very rewarding is doing something very hard in a group together. For example, when you do Swan Lake Act 2 in the corps de ballet, it's very rewarding because you're all like getting each other through it, and everybody, you're like sweating on the side, you're cramping on the side, but you know that everyone is going through the same thing as you, and no matter what, you have each other's backs. And I think that's very rewarding in ballet.
I think definitely sharing what I think of like when I'm like performing or like doing a pas de deux or something in front of an audience. I feel like, oh, I'm like sharing who I am, or like I'm sharing a part of my soul. I don't know how to explain it. It's very like spiritual sometimes, but I'm sharing a part of my soul to the audience.
All right, guys, for the last questions, I'm gonna ask. Okay, guys, for the last question, I'm gonna ask Courtney some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Coffee or matcha?
Matcha.
Warm up or stretch?
Stretch.
Worst quick change ever?
Sleeping Beauty from like a peasant to a nymph.
Most chaotic show moment?
Falling in front of thousands of people in Singapore during Swan Lake storm scene when there was only 3 swans on stage, center stage.
Ever almost missed an entrance?
Yes. Don Q Act 3 Spanish Ladies.
Pre-show superstition?
Pre-show superstition. I have to put my right point shoe on, then my left point shoe on, and I have to have 2 Pepto-Bismol before dancing.
Snow or flowers?
Flowers.
Party scene or act 2?
Party scene, 100%.
Most exhausting role?
Swan Lake. All of them.
Post-show craving?
Cookies. Ice cream, sugar, and water.
Dream role?
Juliet, Romeo and Juliet. Macmillan's version.
Tights over or under leotard?
Over.
Pancake or foundation?
Foundation.
She does very good makeup. Broken in shoes or fresh out of the box?
Broken in, dead. Not good for me, but dead.
Favorite nutcracker roll?
Sugar Plum Fairy.
And best rehearsal snack?
These little like energy wafer things. I don't know, you get them at Target.
I'll put them down below. Thank you so much guys for joining, and thank you Courtney for joining us. I'm gonna do more Q&As as we go forward, and I hope you enjoyed these questions, and if you have any questions that you're thinking about, put them down below in the comments. I will answer them.
I might be there to answer them in the back, like I'll whisper in her ear.
Bye, see you next time.